Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. How's it going? Hope you're all having a great day. Today in the market has been absolutely crazy regarding BPTH. We're going to go talk about this stock. It is a green day. We made $4. Take of that what you will. There was a really good, interesting part of my actual trades. I didn't trade BPTH. I'll talk about the reasons why, but I did trade SEEL, SEEL. And I basically missed two opportunities on it. When I got in, I just didn't hold it for long at all. I think it was like even like 10 or 14 seconds. So lots to talk about in today's video. As always, thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel, who's following along. It's always appreciated, and I will always mention it in my videos. So thank you all for following me along. And let's get into today's video. So we won't talk about pre-market because there were quite a few stocks. It was good. The market was heating up, and but BPTH was on the gap scanner this morning. It was we traded it yesterday. It made an insane move yesterday from if you see, this is yesterday from basically the $4. In the end, it closed at 14, gapping up this morning. You see, it's gapping up again. It got to around like the $16 high day pre-market, or even $17, and then as you see, just out of the open. There was an opportunity if you were to trade it. I'll talk about actually why I didn't trade it. The main reason I didn't trade it was a few reasons. One, price range. It's just out of my price range. Even though it was the stock everyone was going to be watching, it's just out of my price range. You know, yes, you could have go back to less shares, 50 shares, 25 shares. It's still, when the stocks start to get up this high after its continuation from a few days, they can start to make crazy moves as they did, and you could have easily have fluctuations of, even with 50 shares, of $100, $200 up, or $100, $200 down, and that was that's no joke. So as you see, it's just made a crazy move right now. So it opened up around 17. High of day up to $29, 12 points. That's absolutely incredible. And even now it's around the 26.50 area. But there was one entry that you could have got in if you were to trade it, because as you see, the only way to really trade it, looking even with hindsight, was 1 minute pullbacks and basically chasing it. It's going up $1, $2, $3 up to $20 area. It's basically you're just chasing it, hoping that it's going to carry on. But the one area here, when it opened up here at the market, you see it opened up, it sort of got this big pullback down to $17. And you see, look, even on one candle, it pulled back down to the $17 area right there at $17. And it had a high of, what's that, almost $19.50, so $2.50 move. So if people would have bought it for the break and then it flushed down, they would have been down, almost $1.50. So absolutely crazy news. That's why I weren't going to touch it. I was keeping an eye on it, but I was never going to trade it. I just wanted to see how it moved. It made these crazy moves up, keep going higher. Eventually got halted at the 235 area, and you see it opened. I think it opened a tiny bit higher, and then it just flushed all the way down. This would have been kind of another entry where you just let it flush down so much. And as I said, if people got in for the halt at $23.50, it went all the way down to $20.50. It's a $3 move, So if you bought 1,000 shares, and you bought 1,000 shares here, and it flushed down, you're down $3,000. That's absolutely crazy. We got this pop, and it just kept going and going all the way to 29. Then we get this flush down, and this is where it's risky. Being in the strategy, well, not here. You did get the flush, and you could have once again. These are the only time for entries I would have gone for, but you do have to be careful, and this is why, because we've got the flush down here and we've got the pop back up, so that's really good. However, here, what happened is it flushed down so much on this candle here. I think it was this one to here. It's flushed from $28.50 all the way down to $24. It got halted. $4.50 flush. You just don't want to be in these type of stocks. You have to the criteria to trade these stocks are two things, definitely. A lot of experience in the market, obviously winning experience, and a big bankroll, big bank account, a big broker account, lots of money to handle the swings, because People 100% bet any money of it. People made, you know, a lot of money on this stock, but just as many people went broke today. They blew up their accounts, and I'm really happy. Lesson learned that I, you know, from my last, you know, my big loss on Friday, you know, just following rules about price range. And I think one of the key things to take away from this video is that I am thinking more about when I get into the stock. You have to think about the risk. The first thing you think about is the risk. Don't think about the profits. Yes, the profits could have been there, obviously, but the first thing you've got to think about the risk. So when I was thinking about this stock pre-market, I was thinking, can I risk a stock to move 50 cents, a dollar, $2 down on me? And obviously the answer is no, I can't. So if I can't afford that, I shouldn't even be in the stock. Whereas you look at another example like SEEL, where it's only moving 20, 30 cents, can I afford it to drop that much if I'm in the stock? Yes, of course I can, because then if I'm in 100 shares and it only moves down 30 cents, it's only $30 loss. That's not a big loss in for my account, and I can handle them swings. So I couldn't handle it, so it's definitely not even in this stock. And that's one thing to keep in mind. You know, think about the risk before you get into looking at a stock, trading the stock, or anything. And if you can't do it, you know, you might not even want to watch the stock, because I think I'm okay in terms of, I was watching this, I wanted to see how it moved, but I was never in a million years going to jump in on this stock. And I think I've got the emotional control to pull that off as well. Whereas people might have said, oh, I'm not going to trade this stock, but then, oh, it's moving, I can get in here and it'll move up $2, and then before you know it, oh, I can get in on this halt now, and then next thing you know, bang, they're down 4 points a share. You know, absolutely crazy. And just when you think it's over, it pops back up, and you know, we just don't know where this stock's going to go. Short sellers yesterday, you know, got burned hard on this stock because they thought, oh, this stock's moved from $4 to $12 or $17, whatever it was. Oh, it's got to come down eventually, and then they shorten it overnight, and then they wake up in the morning and it's gone up to 29. They definitely broker accounts have gone bust today. But yeah, we didn't trade BPTH, but just to show you, it was just an absolute crazy stock, just to give you the warnings of it. Be careful. But what we was looking at, SEEL was on the gap scanner as well, and that's the one stock we traded. And I can't remember the other stock. 1 second. Is it ORPH? I think it was something like that, or OHPR. I really can't remember. But basically, what happened was this was gapping up pre-market as well. And I didn't really have an entry. Yes, there was this sort of pivot here around the 230 up to 250. That was definitely an entry. I wasn't 100% sure on it, but that was definitely one I did think of, but I weren't really going to look to trade it. But then once it did move, we was looking for this pullback, and I didn't really get this big pullback that we wanted. And what happened here, right here, is we got exactly everything I wanted. Now, we got this big move up, green, the stock's gapping up, it's moving up, we get the big green candle, we get the big washout, so we want to buy low, sell into the pop. Why wasn't I in this trade? Because right at this moment when I was watching, I can't remember the stock, it was like ORPH or OHPR, it was one stock, it come up on the gap scanner. I quickly switched my attention over, so if I show you here, if I go here, whatever it may be, I'll use the SPY. You see it changes my chart straight away. So what happened was I looked at this stock and it changed all the details, and what happened? Oh, SEAL's going now. SEAL's going back up. So what happened? Let's get this over. As I was looking at the other stock, I looked on my other charts and see SEAL makes this big drop, and just as I change it back over, it's already made the drop and it's popped back up. So really, really disappointed. Afterwards, it started to keep making this grinding up move. So it was grinding a bit, so there's no real clean entries. Yes, you can buy these 1 minute to make the new high, but once again, it was overextended over the VWAP, which was like down at, I think it was around at like the 260 area right around here. So it's overextended. We want the pullback. It got a pullback here. When it done this flush, I was hesitant on it, just because I said it was really overextended to the we don't want that. It was really overextended over the VWAP, and in hindsight, it was a 20-cent move, but it wasn't a big washout. This was just a pullback. I wanted the washout. When we get the second one, What I do is I do mark off these moves. So you see how we get these sort of points here. I marked off there, and I marked off there as well on my charts. And if you see, the reason I mark it because it's the bottom of the sort of previous candles, and I keep that up just to see if I do get a flush down. If it flushes down to anywhere that's obvious, which is here or here, I'm going to be looking to buy as long as it's holding them errors. And even I had this one marked out as well. So what happens? It flushes down. It holds this 280 area, 280, pops back up. I get in, and I get in. Let's go order history. You see here, I get in at 287. So 287 stops 280, 7 cent. Really happy with that sort of. I'm in for 7 cents. I'm willing to lose 7 cents, maybe maximum 10 cents if it drops too quick, but I'm going to lose 7 cents maximum for a profit target of 10-15 cents. So more than 1-to-1. Whatever reason, another learning point today, I just sold it instantly. You see, within about 14 seconds of holding the stock, because it was fluctuating a bit, and I didn't even let this candle form. I sold straight in on the same candle. You see, I should have waited for this candle to form. If it flushes down to 80, I sell. That was the plan originally. That was my stop loss there. I should have waited. More patience is the key. I should have waited for this new 1 minute candle. See, we're on the 1 minute chart here. I should have waited for this new 1 minute candle to form. See how that 1 minute candle reacts. If it goes down and goes below 80, because we get this big selling, then I just cut it off. 7 cent loss. That's nothing. Otherwise, it popped all the way up to 305. That's an 18 cent pop there, and it even obviously went back up further, up to 80, up to 20. We're out too early. There was no point in selling when I sold. So it was a good entry, a very bad exit. So lessons learned there, and as you said, so still keeping an eye on this. Once again, it had this sort of washout here. I wasn't overly keen because I like the washouts more when we've had this big sort of surge up and then the big drops down. This was kind of like, had a little back surge up, bit of like bounce back, and then it dropped down a little bit, but wasn't really keen. The one there was one I did hesitate on, and this was the second one, was this one here. I wasn't overly fast because this is kind of the backside of the move, but what we do get, sorry, let me move this over here. From my lines I marked out earlier, as I said, I marked out lines, and one of them was here. And as you see, we get a touchdown we get this big candle followed by another big candle. This was another entry we could have got in, a bit more risky because we're looking at, this is the, as you're saying, if we're looking at here, this is kind of the front side of the move. So if we get the big washout, it's still the front side of the move because it's the first big washout. Well, that's the first big washout, so that's good. This one's second, it's a bit riskier. So this one's even more risky. So I'm not overly fussed that I didn't take it, but this was definitely an opportunity that I could have took. We get the two big pull, we get this big washout down here. Once again, I like to buy low, sell high, and we would have got the pop there. So overall, I missed this one by looking at another stock, so just got to keep an eye on that, and definitely just a bad exit. Good plan, really happy with the plan, just a bad exit, needed more patience. So maybe emotions got over me because I actually saw it up as 9.20 $2.92. So I actually thought I was up 5 cents, and I thought, I think I was just trying to book that little bit of profit, even though it's 5 cents, which is a bit stupid really, because we've got a good risk reward strategy and we should have followed through with it. And after that, once again, we got this the third one I was looking at. Once again, I think I would have been happier with here. Once again, it didn't quite come down to it, but we get this nice little, as you said, stocks travel in waves. We got this nice little down, we got this up, and then we get the washout down. Once again, it hasn't broken this point, so we could have bought in for around the 270, 275 area. Stop was around the 265. Sell for the pop back up there. But that was today, so really crazy moves. Hopefully none of you guys got caught in BPTH, and if you did, hopefully it was green, you were green on it. But so definitely some learning points there. So if you're going to trade a stock like BPTH, you're going to have to understand what risk you're getting into. You're going to have to understand, well, you need to be an experienced trader, and you're going to have the money to back it up as well. No one on a small account should be trading it, and if you're inexperienced, you definitely shouldn't be trading it. SEEL, there were other stocks, there was some momentum in the market, which is good to see, and obviously with BPTH a lot of crazy momentum. SEEL, yeah, just got to keep an eye on watching stocks, because I had my opportunity here, right here, had my opportunity, missed it. Got my second chance at it, and didn't capitalise on it. And after that, yeah, some these two were the main ones, and after that they were sort of B setups, BC setups. So overall, I'm not too fussed about these 2 points here, but definitely these two could have made the most, could have got in on this one, and should have made the most of that. But the main thing is, I'm up $4, $2. I'm up $2 after commissions. It's basically a break-even day, slightly green, so overall really, really happy. On Friday, I was up $4, and then I had that $130 loss to put me down over $125 on the day. So lessons learned, and that is the main thing. As always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and that's going to be the end for this video. And I will see you I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a Friday. Friday is always a bit slower, but hopefully there is something that we will see. And as always, take care. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.